次のトピック。Let's go to the engagement and the vocabulary. Here we go.
The vocabulary. Again, we can enhance our level of engagement, and I do that by making my sort of interesting input activities my predominant way of accumulating vocabulary. So I'm always engaged with content of interest, which I explained earlier, what constitutes content of interest to me, and I am confident. And being confident about the process is an important part of engagement. So I am confident that listening and repeating and encountering the same words, which on link have changed from blue to yellow, that gradually these words will form part of my passive vocabulary, and eventually some of them will form part of my active vocabulary. On the other hand, I find that doing flashcards doesn't engage me at all. I find it boring, uninteresting. I will sometimes look at 2 or 3 words, a small number of words, right after having encountered them in a sentence, say, while reviewing new content, difficult content at link. But beyond that, I won't. I won't go to a long stack of hundreds of words and try to go through them in the hope that somehow some of this is going to stick. I don't find it that engaging. And if it's not engaging, I don't believe eventually I'm going to learn from that process. It's interesting, by the way, that research shows that once we get past the high frequency.
Okay, so he's starting to talking about studies example again, though. But before, what he was saying is, so content of interest gives you more confidence. If you are interested in the content, then you can gain more confidence. Being a content is an important part of engagement. That's very easy, right? It's easy logic. If you are confident, 知ってる。Okay, so if you are confident to follow what has going on here, then it's easy to engage. Yes. だから自分が興味あることだったら自信が生まれる。自信が生まれるからもっとエンゲージングできる。はい。言ってますね。だからこのフラッシュカードみたいな最初は赤色で、次に黄色になって、次に青になるみたいな、はい。そういうのありますけどね。自分でそのconfidence がある vocabulary は最初は passive vocabulary でも eventually part of active vocabulary アクティブな vocabulary になっていくと言っています。OK、じゃあ study part ちょっと聞いてみますよ。
That research shows that once we get past the high frequency words in a language, the frequency with which we meet a word, and you can of course increase that frequency by doing flashcards, that frequency is less important than meeting those same words in a variety of different contexts. This is particularly true of low frequency words and of verbs, where the connection of those words with other words in a variety of different contexts contributes more to us acquiring those words than the simple fact of how frequently we come across. So number 4 is pronunciation.
Amazingly difficult to follow. I think this was really hard to follow to me. This part. Did you understand what he said?
No.
Okay, so let's please read first. This one. Research what he says. Okay, flashcard is
a system you increase the frequency and try memorizing words more. But a study shows that frequency is less important than meeting those words in a variety of different contexts.
Okay, so this is comparison sentence. I'm sorry, I might have. Okay, I think this is not them. It's not that. It's them, right? But a study shows that frequency is less important than meaning those vocabulary in a variety of different contexts. Okay, so comparing. So frequency, high frequency, you meet vocabulary high frequency, and you meet vocabulary not high frequency, but in a various different contexts. Which important? Which stick to you better? That
Mm.
meeting vocabulary in different content stick to you better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the study's outcome. Okay, so this is the explanation for why he's not just recommending flashcard system. So you know Anki deck. A lot of students use it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Have you ever tried?
Maybe Anki.
Yes, Anki
Anki
deck.
is
Yes.
Anki. So we need to pay, maybe. No?
Huh? Oh, because you're iPhone user. Okay, yes. When I graduated from iPhone user, one of the things I was really pleased was I can buy Anki finally because I don't have to buy. The truth is, for Android, it's free.
Oh, it's free?
And yes, and iPhone you have to pay.
Oh,
So I was,
really?
yes, I'm
Mm.
really happy that I was able to
Mm.
download Anki
Okay.
for free finally. But anyway, yeah, it is free, or you can use like a web version, or
Uh,
yeah. So
Maybe so
it
the AI, I don't know, the system is so system create the card
okay.
so
Okay, what was new for Anki deck was they are following some like a cognitive science, like brain science,
okay,
studies, like understanding, and
okay.
like how much spine if you put
Mm-hmm.
like encounter and
Encounter.
re-encounter, people
Yes.
can, yeah, encounter and then the next encounter, people can remember, or people can retain the information better. That's
Mm,
that they based on, and they based on that like studies outcome and built this Anki deck up, so that like that app, like direct each word. Okay, you're gonna appear in certain span. Okay, if 3 days pass, then let's try 7 days pass. Okay, then 7 days pass, let's try 2 weeks. Then you're gonna retain that word successfully. Like you
mm-hmm.
can accumulate vocabularies. That's how like they relate, that system relates to the frequency. Frequency matter.
Mm,
But his opinion was like, okay, another research, different research, showing that if you see it, you don't have to see frequently, by the way. But if you input a lot of words, Anki, for example, I did a lot like German words, and it appeared. And if you cannot memorize, you always like select the red button, right? Because you don't remember it. Then worries will appear every day in the end, because I've never success to memorize it. But if I see that word every day, I should be able to remember, right?
mm-hmm. Yes, 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 yes.
And I can't then. But his point is, okay, you don't have to say actually every day, but you should see the words that in the various contexts, different
Mm,
contexts, and you expose yourself and you let yourself encounter that word in different contexts, so that
mm,
gives you more background of the information. Okay,
mm,
oh, this word appeared this topic. Oh, well, this word actually appeared that context.
mm,
Then that's all information
mm.
helps you to this immerse, like sync this that word, like notorious word you can memorize. わかった？ちょっと
Mm,
wrap up するよ。たくさん出てくるからって覚えられるわけじゃない。
mm, mm, mm,
そう
mm.
じゃなくて、覚えた言葉をいろんなところで見たら、あれこの前あそこで見た言葉が出てきた。あれこの前ここで見た言葉がこっちにも出てきてる。そういうふうにいろんなコンテクストで見れば、そんなにハイフリクエンシーいらないですよ。
Mm,
そんなにハイフリクエンシーじゃなくてもいいよ。 て言ってる。だから、high frequent. だyou know, yes, my experience outcome. I hate, in the end, I hated it. I hated, like, Anki, display me, okay, your due is today 150 words, your due is today, like, in the end, like 1,000 words. Like that, my due is just growing. But if I go in front of the German speaker, I cannot generate sentence. What the hell, where is the vocabulary I accumulated in the anti system? What is going on? And I hate that. And yes, even what I remembered through the Anki system, and I reduced my due cards, still I cannot pick the card from my brain to the conversation, and I cannot use. So this is a different story, because for me, like, the Anki deck flashcard memorization is stick to, like, something you read, or like that kind of activity, but it's not related to the speaking activities area of the brain. So when I tried to, like, yield the speaking ability, then they don't access to this Anki area that never I succeeded. Okay, it's not never, nothing never, but like, quite likely I failed to access the Anki deck vocabulary area, and I hate it. Fuck. Fuck. Okay, that's vocabulary. Let's go to the pronunciation. Pronunciation is really, really quick.